for it to pick up real quick.
All right.
And here we go. Hello, everybody. Spider here, the Coming Soon podcast, of course, here in San Antonio, Texas, being joined by Andrew Perez. My man, of course, you are also in San Antonio, correct?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
Man, and of course, right off the bat, bro, halfway to Halloween, that was an event that happened at the Rolling Oaks Mall, and you were set up, man. That's actually where we met. Um, Events like this, bro, because of your business. Pretty much, is this a good outlet for you guys to put your product out?
Yeah, no, for sure. All these little conventions, it's actually one of the best ways to get our products that we feature on our website out to the public.
No, and you see, and you mentioned, you guys have quite a bit of stuff out there, man. But of course, before this, you had mentioned another event you guys are going to be set up at, and you guys are bringing in everything, bro. A lot more stuff.
Yes, sir. So we'll be at the Texas Haunters Convention. We got a 20 by 20 booth over there and with a photo op as well. And we're planning to bring at least about a dozen masks, animatronics, and all these kind of Halloween collectibles from Trick or Treat and Ghoulish and many of the other great Halloween companies out there. And we're also planning to debut our new Reaper from Distortions Unlimited. And
Nice.
it's a new Grim Death Reaper. So this guy spits water at you and he'll probably do a lot more other crazy stuff there. But yeah, we're planning to go real big for this convention.
Man, and of course, your company is Reaper's Collections, right? How long have you guys been in business?
So actually, this is our first year. Believe it or
Okay.
not, we've actually had so to speak, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but it wasn't until it just kind of hit me, and I started coming out with my website this year. And this is actually kind of the first year where I've actually done conventions where I'm selling things. I've been to these conventions before, but now it's I'm there supporting my company, and that's where we came.
No, no, for sure, man. And the fact that you guys are already out there, man. Of course, just like social media, if you don't use it, you lose it, man. So if people don't see you out there, they kind of forget about you.
Yes, sir. And that's actually the way how everything is going. It's now with YouTube, podcasts, Facebook, Instagram. That's the real way to truly make the money nowadays and get your name out there as well.
No, no, of course, man. The fact that you guys appear in attire, and I think I lost you there. There you go, bro. The
There
fact
we
that
go.
you guys appear in attire, man. You guys always dress up for these conventions.
So I actually always dress up. Anytime I go to a convention, I always make sure I'm suited up, ready, good to go. And I it's actually real funny because there was this one kid one time that I saw at a convention where I had like my pumpkin suit on, and they automatically knew that I was the owner because I was dressed up real nice and I had my Halloween attire. And I said, you know what? Because that little kid did that, I'm gonna wear these suits everywhere because I'm a
Nice, bro. You see, man, and that's funny you say that because a lot of times, I wear these hats and I've been wearing these since like high school, back in 1988, bro. I used to skateboard with this damn thing, but I like them. They're comfortable for me. They've always been blue collar related when it comes to people that used to wear them back in the 60s and the 70s. But whenever I don't wear my hat, a lot of people don't recognize me, man. They see me and they kind of do a double take and they're like, "Oh man, like you always have your hat on." So yeah, every time I go out there, I try not to wear it, but when I pull up, I'm like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna put it on." So it's just force of habit, bro.
And it's funny that you say that because I feel like I've indirectly seen you before at these kind of conventions or stuff like that, but it's because of the hat. That's how I recognized you when I saw you at the halfway to Halloween convention. I was like, he looks familiar.
No, you see, and of course, even now, I hope the whole beard thing kind of went away for a while. Everybody was going crazy for those things. I grew mine when I was a postal employee, man. This was like back in 2003, 2004. And
Oh,
I
wow.
always liked it the same way. I always started portraying it a little bit with more respect when I was out there delivering mail because, people be tripping, bro. It was crazy out there sometimes. But yeah, I grew it out. And it's just, when people were growing theirs out because of the whole beard trend or whatever, I trimmed it down a bit. And I was like, man, I don't want to let go of it because I was like, you know what? I'll wait for everybody else to get rid of theirs and then I'll keep going, man. So that's kind of what happened. But it's an identity, man. So of course, every time you dress up, I'm always gonna know it's you, man. So that's pretty cool.
For sure, yeah. I only have about three suits. So two of them are pumpkins, and then this is actually my newest suit. And this is actually my favorite one because it has the skull, the Reaper on it. So makes sense, right?
And I was gonna ask you, are you thinking later on maybe doing customs for yourself?
Yeah, I just think right now, starting out,
Right.
it's actually, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of background of how kind of all this kind of started. But when I first had started, I've always wanted to, like I said, own this kind of Halloween company sort of deal. And it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of time, to kind of get into all this kind of thing. And I was very fortunate enough because I had met a wonderful owner. He's the owner of Freaky Finds. His name is Dean Gibson.
Oh
And
yeah.
I always call him my mentor when it comes to this thing. He's been in this industry for a while now, and there's things that he's taught me on what to do, what not to do, kind of deal. And when I actually went to Transworld, which was my first convention, and that's like the biggest kind of Halloween convention there is out there, I got acquainted with the people who make these actual products that I sell. My most favorite one is the mask. I've always loved Halloween masks, for my absolute go-to. And they were expensive, considering, when I started buying them, because they started becoming like a somewhat of a, oh my god, a hobby for me. Like I just started collecting more and more and more and more. And
Right.
that's when I just realized, okay, I need to do something with this because this is what I love. So, and then eventually at Transworld, I had met great people like Ed and Marsha from Distortions Unlimited.
Nice.
I had met Donovan and Anthony from Trick or Treat Studios. And then I eventually had met the owner, uh, Esteban from Ghoulish Productions. And that is actually one of the main companies that supplies our Halloween line. And they're actually located in Mexico, in Cuernavaca. And after I met them and stuff like that, they actually invited me to the factory. And I've never been
Wow.
anywhere out of the country or anything like that. But I said, you know what? I want to know where this place is. I want to see how things are made. And
Nice.
so when we traveled over there, I think about a year or two ago, to go visit the factory, I was in heaven. I saw things, of how they made things, and I was just like, oh my god, like I need to do something with this. And so once I started, learning how to, kind of manage on what I wanted to start doing with the business, it just clicked to me. And I'm not the best with web design until I started this website, so
Right.
it took me a while, and I'm still updating the website
Yeah.
as it is. I only work on what do you call it, my business myself, and then of course I have all my amazing friends and family that love and support what I do, so they'll help me either with orders or even with the web design, taking photos, videos, all these kind of different things. But yeah, I mean, it was a hard path at first, because there was times where I was just like, man, like it's just way too much. And then on another off note, I worked for or had used to work for a transit company called Via,
Right.
and it's the bus service in San Antonio. And I kind of realized, at the job, I'm dealing with a lot of people who have a lot of, I would say, mental health issues, and a lot of people who are just kind of flat out mean. It's a very interesting world we live in nowadays. Because
Oh
me
yeah.
growing, I thought it was a wonderful world, but now I guess being an adult and kind of dealing with this stuff on a daily basis, I have so much more respect for public servants, police, fire, everybody who kind of has to deal with all these kind of situations. And so I just realized, man, like, I just truthfully, like, I did not like my job. I mean, my job is just one of those kind of jobs that you're just kind of like a number. And so
Right.
I said, what, I need to be my own boss. I can't work for somebody, especially like them. I couldn't. And so that's where most of this motivation got me through, is just, what? I rather fail in life at something that I love doing versus what I don't like doing. So that's kind of where that went.
No, no, for sure, man, and I agree with you. I mean, I was self-employed for a few years, and I still am. I mean, I still work for myself. I ended up getting a part-time job just to kind of keep me busy. I mean, I work with it, and now they're weekends off, so no complaints from me, man. But yeah, it does make sense. If you're gonna do something, you might as well enjoy it. So that's why a lot of people, even these youngsters I work with, man, they're talking about like, oh, I hate my job and I don't want to be here, and I always tell them that I'm blunt, bro, and I'm like, well, what are you doing here, man? Just put in your 2 weeks notice. It's just a job, bro. Like if you're not happy, I said, believe me, you'll make other people happy if you leave, because they're always miserable and they're always just I mean, I tell them you're here, man. You might as well get to work, and they don't get it. So I'm like, okay, just let them be. But yeah, that's why they know me, and I always tell people, as good as an employee as I am, having guys like that dragging ass and not doing their work, they always make me look a lot better, bro. But it's just like it's a lot of work, man. I mean, it's in retail, and it's just I enjoy it. I truly enjoy it, and I love being there. And I had a meeting with one of the business the reps, man. They were here last week, and they were interviewing everybody and just kind of like, hey, how's management doing? What do you think? And I'm talking to them, and I got nervous going up there, but then I realized like, you know what, man? I mean, without workers like myself or like us, these companies aren't gonna last, and so I went in there like I owned the joint, like I introduced myself, I shook their hands, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm so and so. I work in this department. I've been working for this company, on and off for 20 years, and they're both like, oh man, like that long? And I'm like, yeah, I've been with this company. I started part time, stayed with it seasonal, but I do enjoy it, and I told them that. I said management. I said, they come and go just like employees, man. I said, but for the most part, you know, um, one of the things I was like that you guys need to work on is on actually working with people that do show up and do want to work and do want to do their job. I said because everything's like, oh, let's do it for everybody. It's only fair. And it's like, man, that doesn't count. That doesn't fly with me. Like I'm like, nah, bro. If somebody over here is dragging ass and they're not putting their weight, then cut their hours. Give me hours. I'm over here trying to make this company better and whatnot. But yeah, man. But I agree with you, bro. I mean, totally, man. And it's just like for those watching, of course, I mean, yeah, it's a risk and it's scary. When I first did it, I was like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I realized that I was my own best employee, man. So I was like, I knew I couldn't let myself down. I've made everybody thousands of dollars working for them. I said, you know what, I'm gonna make some for myself. So I'm with you,
Yeah.
brother.
No, and then it's also funny because I meet a lot of people who have all these great ideas or just kind of like want to do things, but there's always that fear that there's not always going to kind of be that paycheck coming in, and that's why I've always stuck with Via. I've always stuck with them because I knew it was a set income. I just you never know. Like to be honest, I because recently I've been watching this thing in Charlotte about a bus driver who what do you call it had a situation on his bus where some guy pulled a gun on him and the driver had and they started shooting at each other. And they always tell us they don't want us carrying no weapons, no
Yeah,
nothing. And I can see why, but at the same time too, it's a different world. I feel like ever since COVID-19 had really hit, there's obviously our world has changed. It's
yeah,
changed in different ways, and I mean we changed different patterns from the way things were beforehand, and that kind of goes back into like the Halloween industry. I feel like when I was kind of getting already involved in this, I noticed that sales have kind of obviously gone down and different things have gone more, pricing, even shipping wise.
yeah,
And that's why I try to offer, free shipping after, a certain amount of dollars on my website because, it gets expensive. It's really hard to, kind of go ahead and pay already for the product, and, it's the shipping, it's just, it has gone up,
yeah,
and it's sad, but with all the inflation and everything going up right now, Halloween items, sometimes people, if they love it, they'll get it,
right.
and that's that's one thing I noticed. Like a lot of my sales are actually on pre-order items for the 2023 season. Like this year, we're coming out with the Rob Zombie, Michael Myers mask,
Oh,
and
nice.
out with this new Pennywise realistic looking doll, and it's real expensive. But when I first saw it at the Halloween Party Expo in Vegas this year, I was immediately like just attached to it. Like I wanted it.
Yeah, bro.
If you have the love in the heart for what the product is, you'll always get it. But that's one thing that I did notice this year a lot is just the shipping rates have gone up, and so yeah, I'm pretty sure you've seen inflation everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely, man. Especially in retail, man. I mean, I look at those prices, and I even double check myself because I'm like, oh, hold on, let me scan it again, and I'm like, damn, dude, like everything's gone up, man. And it's just fact of life, I put a comment one day, and somebody was they talked about it, and I was like, well, everybody wanted 20 an hour, and all these people started going on me like, oh, that's not how it works, and that was stupid, and this and that. And I said, man, in reality, bro, I said everybody wants more money, but they don't realize that they're gonna get rid of jobs. They have a lot of all these self checkout machines. They're gonna get rid of the full time, which is already happening. A lot of these retail jobs just hire you part time. That way they don't pay benefits. I mean, it's gonna affect you one way or another. And the fact that people are still like, oh man, I'm worth so much money. I'm like, no, you're not, man. I see what y'all don't do, and it's just like y'all are just but each their own though, man. If they can find a job that pays them what they deserve, by all means, man. It goes back to my statement earlier. Love what you do, man. Go out there.
Like, and you know what? It's funny that you say that because when I was, younger, I noticed, like back then, Bill Miller's used to pay $10 an hour,
Yeah,
and that was like, wow, like $10 an hour, that's pretty good. And the other day, I was just passing by one, and I noticed now they're at 15, almost $17
yeah,
an hour. What? Man, why couldn't I be getting paid that back then? That was awesome.
Yeah.
So I could see some companies, I mean, and I think that's all the way around the world right now. Everybody wants a raise. Everybody, during these kind of times, with inflation going up, everything is going up but our paychecks, and that I can understand for, many certain points, but I also feel bad for like the small business owners, especially if they're in malls or if they do have employees, because, if, the employees are obviously demanding stuff like that, it's not like we're Walmart or Amazon, where we're constantly, having that kind of change running through. Same time too, it's a good time also to, support the small businesses all over the world.
No, no, I agree, man, and that's why a lot of times for these events, I mean, of course, I've just been attending those here locally, but I always plug everybody in, because I'm like, man, I mean, just because you sell something and nobody likes your product, okay, maybe they'll like this product and vice versa. There's a little bit of everything at these events, and I mean, I don't mean your product because your product's pretty freaking cool, man. All these masks and everything you have on there, man. But yeah, bro. I mean, this video, man. I mean, I wanted to plug you in, bring you on here. I know you said you're gonna be traveling to Colorado, man. This is going down tomorrow.
Yes, sir. And that's what I got to get ready for after this. So yeah, this Saturday and Sunday, it's that Midwestern hot. Basically, it's another Trans World from what I'm told, but I'm gonna be over there with Ghoulish Productions. So Ghoulish Productions, like my family, that's a big Halloween mask making company with mask props and etc. But yeah, I'm gonna be over there with them, and I'm gonna give out my business cards as well. To help people. If they want to order something online, they can, and I'm gonna do a free shipping during that week on the people who order from my web. For them out through that, and it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm gonna meet many of these great vendors out there, and I'm gonna meet the Distortions with Ed and Marshall. I'm gonna talk to them a little bit about my Reaper that's gonna be coming in, so it'll be kind of catch up with the Haunt family. I'm really excited for it. I haven't done a convention since the halfway to Halloween, but I really like these things. You meet great people, you meet all these wonderful workers and vendors, and I mean it's a if whenever you go into a Halloween convention, it's awesome that you can just click with so many people on so many different. It's amazing. You'd be surprised at the kind of people you meet at these kind of conventions.
No, for sure, man. Because even it breaks the age barrier. It breaks
Oh yeah.
it breaks a lot of barriers, man. Because everybody's a horror fan, and it's just that we kind of forget about everything else, and we just enjoy what we have in front of us. So that's what I'm getting out of it. So of course, meeting people like yourself and
Oh yeah.
being able to bring you guys back here, man. I mean, which is something I definitely will want to do. Braxton Smith, of course, he's not on here right now, man. He was at the gym earlier, but he is going to be jumping on here with me. And next time we'll bring him in, and all three of us will chop it up, dude. But I did want to plug you in, and of course, real quick, man. As far as where can people reach you at, bro, for your product?
Yes, of course. So, obviously, they can go through our website right now. It's called www.thereaperscollections.com. And if not, they can find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, you name it. We have it all at the Reapers Collections. And we on our website we do have a list of conventions that we are planning to do throughout the rest of the season.
Right.
Doing the Monster Con in San Antonio. That's going to be a real popular one. And the other popular one we're doing is the Houston horror film one.
Yeah.
That was really hard to get into, but I'm very thankful that Tony allowed me to get into that. And then we're still working on our surprise that we're going to do for Halloween. Last year, and I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but we had a light show going on at
Oh, yeah.
family house. My friend Briley, she had she had basically introduced me to her parents sometime back when we started working at SeaWorld because we were both actors. And when I met her family, they had all sorts of lightorama stuff going on in the house, and I've always liked that stuff, but I just
Yeah.
knew I couldn't, kind of get the technology part together on that.
Oh, yeah.
But man, when I got introduced to her parents and stuff like that, it immediately clicked. One day I was like, man, I like to put all because I'm a big animatronic guy. Everything. Most of the people that know me know that I have a ton of animatronics. So this or last Halloween season, sorry. I just kind of had this envision, and I just kind of asked her family and her. I said, hey. I bring my animatronics over, and I thought her family thought it was funny, that maybe I'm gonna bring like maybe a couple,
Yeah.
and the next day I showed up, and I was in a big U-Haul, man, and
Oh,
150 of these animatronics, and It was funny because these most of my animatronics are like 12 footers now because
Yeah.
that's what where everybody likes the Halloween decorations is all the 12 footers from like Home Depot, Lowe's, you name it. I have them all. And we did an amazing light show, and it was actually featured on Ken's Five. And it was funny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one of the neighbors was like, "Man, this should be on the news, man." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, right? It's so cool." But then uh during the day of Halloween, because her family was awesome, they actually had brought out like actual jello shots for the
Yeah.
adult and full size candy bars. So I mean every kid was happy coming in through here,
Nice.
but surprised any Halloween animatronics were out there. And then when the news showed up, I was like, oh man, I guess this is the real deal. So we did an interview, her mom did an interview, just talking about, the light show kind of stuff that they do. And then I talked about my animatronics. And that's where it went from then. If it honestly wasn't for Briley and her family,
Yeah.
kind of helping me out with that sort of thing, and
Bro.
kind of being there for me day in and day out, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Nice.
They are you know, they're my family. I love them all. And, Briley is more of my technology assistant with this. Like, she knows how to do the website. She knows how to do the TikTok. She knows how to do everything. And it's just amazing, what she can do. And, honestly, I'm very much, appreciative of having them in my life. I just, oh man, I'm almost about to cry, but, at the same time, too,
Oh, no, and I believe it, man, because I remember the news, man. I think I saw that because I remember they showed it on the clip, and I was like, oh damn, like the whole house was bumping, dude. Like, so I'm pretty sure that's
yeah.
what I saw, bro.
I always make fun of her mom. I'm like, we got a light show going on. Like she sounded like she was in a commercial, man, when she said that. But like, her whole family, especially her dad, who was helping me, because they have bad weather, coming in through over here. Like they have high winds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And one thing I noticed is my 12 footers, specifically one, there was a 12-foot clown that I got from Party City called Cackles. He wasn't the real best built kind of sort of monster, like clown out there. So we would constantly take him down, take him up, take him down, because I didn't want damage. But they literally helped me with all these animatronics,
right,
and it made my dream come true. Having all my stuff displayed at a nice house, a nice yard, because my house, we didn't have a big yard or anything like that, so
right.
I'll do it there. But honestly, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have really truly started my company. And then Riley, just always constantly giving me that extra encouragement, and
Right.
kind of being there during the down times and up times. I mean, I'm so thankful and blessed to have them in my life. you
Sweet.
know so I mean, you start from the bottom, and then that's where you get to.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. And the fact that you're enjoying it's what makes it better, bro. Because if it was something that you weren't having fun with, obviously, you'd be like, man, I don't want to set it up. I don't want to, because I'm sure it's a lot of work, man. I mean, you talking about everything you're bringing. I'm like, damn, dude, like that's like you need like a full crew, and it's only what, like two of you guys?
Yeah. So, yeah, no, and but the funny thing part is that I do have amazing friends that will help out during this time.
Right.
One of the family members that I'm actually bringing to this convention, and I don't know if you ran into them ever before, but they cosplay the whole Killer Clowns and American Horror Story family. My friend Vincente, we used to work together at Amazon, and one day I was driving because apparently I had to train him. I was like, man, I'm pretty sure he knows how to deliver a package, but I took him along, and we just started talking, and I was like, man, I like Halloween, and he was like, oh, really? And then he starts showing me pictures of his family as the Killer Clowns, and I'm like, we're friends.
Bro, nice.
Yeah, but no, I'm actually going to be bringing them with me at the Texas Hunters conventions. And what I love about Vincente is he sells shirts, pillows, pies from the Killer Clown, all this kind of stuff for only $5. One of the things that I like about what he said is, he has a big family, and when you have big families, $10 a meal or $10 this or $20 per this, that's a lot of money. But he's doing this stuff, so he's more passionate about making things. And you'd be surprised, man. There are some people who were just watching his family walk around with these pies, and they even said that those pies were better than the Spirit Halloween. And he hand makes everything, and it's amazing. That guy got talent. And he's actually going to be making a couple of new products out there for the Killer Clown stuff. And oh man, it's gonna be huge, man. All I could say is I hope everybody who's watching will go to this convention. I mean, you're going to not only just meet incredible people, vendors, but you're just going to have a nice family time. And for those like who have little kids, we're going to be doing a trick or treat sort of ideal thing. What's going to happen is the kids are going to come in before, and all the vendors are going to have candies, and they're going to go
Oh,
trick or
nice.
treating costumes. So it's even, and there's even things for adults. They got the haunted tours, and I think they do even some night stuff with the adults as well. So I mean, it's a whole family thing, man. I mean, this is one of the best kind of conventions out there that's in Texas, in my opinion.
No, for sure, man. I mean, of course, being here locally, man. I mean, as far as in San Antonio or the state of Texas, I mean, these are the events that I don't want to miss. I mean, Texas Frightmare happened. I wasn't able to make it, man. Last minute change of plans,
Yeah,
but it's one of and it will happen again. But yeah, bro. As far as like during the summer, I mean, come fall, I'm gonna be excited. I mean, there's so many events popping up all over the U.S., all over the world. I'm sure, man. And it's just it kind of sucks because I'm like, man, I wish I could go to all of them, but I can't. But I'm gonna reach as many as possible, man. But bro,
yeah,
I know you gotta go, man. I gotta go into work myself today as
yes.
well. But I wanted to plug you in, like I said, and when you come back, I mean, we'll go at it again, bro. And we'll bring Braxton on here, and we'll chop it up and see what kind of mask you have. Maybe you can pop a
For,
animatronic in the back or something.
for sure. I'll probably have a actually what I'll put in a little surprise for everybody next week or
Nice.
whenever we can. But all right, brother. Well, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it.
No, no, of course, man. Andrew Perez, man, of course. So next time, bro, safe travels, and we'll be talking soon.
All right. Y'all take care. Bye.
Yes, sir. Everybody out there, coming soon podcast. Till next time, follow up. Thank you, brother.